Hello, how you doing? We are continuing the Harry Potter franchise for the CinemaWins videos, and we are on to movie number 5, so Order of the Phoenix, which pretty crazy too that this is the longest book and yet the second shortest movie, which is pretty insane how they were able to figure that out. First one with David Yates as director as well, and for me personally, this is my third favorite movie. Prisoner of Azkaban is my second favorite, and then a later movie I'll talk about later is my favorite. But yeah, Order of Phoenix is one of my favorite ones, just because, I mean, more serious is in there is always nice. Introduces Bellatrix, love pretty much everything at the what's it called, the Ministry of Magic, and Umbridge is a definitely somebody you love to hate. I mean, everybody knows that, and oh, and a Dumbledore Voldemort fight with the end was really cool. There's a lot of things I like about this one. So yeah, pretty excited to see Lee's take on it. So let's get this over with. Everything great about Harry Potter 5. Whew. And we're at the 5th movie already. Like, man.
Well, in the spirit of changing the theme a tad from movie to movie, new composer Nicholas Hooper has given a little prominence to this flute solo that would make Ron Burgundy raise a brow and nod in appreciation.
Nice.
The piano also gives this opening an entirely different, melancholy feeling compared to the other films. That, combined with Yates' choice to have this first action set piece be a shaky cam running sequence in this movie, is definitely set apart in the first few minutes.
Yep.
The same, but different.
Right.
Well, that escalated quickly.
And there's the
a little dead mother
Dementors
taunting,
again.
just in case you forgot Dudley was just the worst. Then Dementors.
Yeah.
Scott was right. They are the worst part of, well, anything. And then we end with Harry saving Dudley. And it's
Yep.
so gratifying to see Harry produce the Patronus like it's no big deal this time around, showing how his strength and confidence have grown.
Yes. Yeah. No real notes for this opening, but yep, really cool. It'll happen just about how I imagined in the book, and again, pretty crazy seeing how far Harry's come from having a hard time using the Patronus in Azkaban, and now he's like, "No, I got this, guys. Come on." and oh yeah, Dursleys are in this one after they were absent in the last one movie.
You are hereby expelled.
So it's never explicitly stated in this movie, but book readers know that Umbridge is the one that sent the Dementors to silence Harry, knowing he'd either get soul-sucked or use magic.
Yep.
So the fact that the Ministry immediately expelled him is a hint that they're behind the whole thing. Also, happy to see Harry can finally afford a magical barber.
Yeah, after the had long hair in the last movie, yeah.
The same gross eye-opening sound effect plays right into the parallels being set up between Voldemort and Harry.
Don't.
Look, I gotta see that
Happy to
again.
see Harry can finally afford a magical barber. The
Oh,
same gross eye-opening sound effect plays right into the parallels being set up between Voldemort and Harry.
yo, I never noticed that before. That's really cool.
Don't call me Nymphadora.
Dora.
Yeah, Moody, it's OSHA. Thank you. I feel like I can breathe. Pretty much only sadness in the first 10 minutes of this movie. Did you guys forget this was a Harry Potter film?
Yeah.
Always joyed to see people flying around on broomsticks. And I'm sure Londoners are pleased to see some hometown
Yeah,
landmarks.
I mean, doesn't really make much sense why they're flying around London instead of like up in the sky, like in the book, so Muggles don't see them. But whatever. At least the visuals are good, so it's fine for me at least.
Wouldn't be a Harry Potter movie without Harry Potter looking dumbfounded by some new magic he's never seen before.
Yep.
And I'm never one to look a magic building horse in the magically forming window mouth.
So crazy how there's 7 books and Rowling kept always found new and cool magic. Like it's like you would think at this point, hey, she would like struggle to figure out new stuff, but she always does. It's really impressive.
Attack hugging. Eaves dropping into stairwell. Man, as much
Snivellus.
as I love Sirius, this movie really starts to make you feel bad for Snape and question Harry's dad and godfather.
Yeah, this is the first one where you start sympathizing for Snape, don't you? Because then you have that later memory with James bullying him, even though in the very next movie he literally kills Dumbledore. But and then in the movie after next, and then I'm getting off topic.
Still being called by your childhood taunt because you probably snivelled once? Yeah, Snape gets a pass for being ornery.
Sitting down in the kitchen. Just because you're allowed to use magic now does not mean you have to whip your wands out for everything.
Scarce position. Harry Oldman is always a win.
He is.
Saved some copy brain power on that one. What if, hear me out, what if we just removed one letter?
Yeah, that's
14
funny.
years ago, he had huge numbers at his command and not not just witches and wizards, but all manner of dark creatures.
So that's like a bunch of obscuruses?
Oh.
Obscuri?
Sure.
I enjoy the mirror between Harry's first entrance into the Ministry and the first time he goes to Diagon Alley with Hagrid.
Oh,
As odd
yeah.
as similar, yet as an older teenager, it's as if he can appreciate the workings of a magical government. And I love how ordinary it is for everyone to see wizards entering through flue powder.
And a,
Elevator movement expectations
yeah,
inversion.
that was really cool.
Albus Percival, Wulfric.
Brian Dumbledore.
Whichever parent threw Brian in there gets just a prank bro win.
Had gone from the world.
Some series continuity as different people come up with such similar descriptions of Dementors.
Don't think anyone would believe that the Dementors were there by coincidence, Minister.
There are villains, and then there are villains. Umbridge is the devil. But as a complex character with all the niceties and tiny female mouse throat clears, she's one of the most compelling characters in the series. So severely one-dimensional, she's frightening.
Literally.
It's a unique single dimension to be sure, though. Landing in a weird, unexplored personality wasteland between pure vitriol in her words and feigned ecstatic bliss on her face.
So silly of me, but it sounded.
Like I hope the actress is a decent person in real life. I don't really know, but man, just watching her in this, she plays a villain really well. Where it's like, holy crap, you really hate her. Just all the memes about how people hate her more than Voldemort. It's like, yeah, like good job there.
For a moment, as though you were suggesting that the Ministry had ordered the attack on this boy.
And no one has ever weaponized passive aggression and condescension quite like Umbridge. It's comforting to know, and also more realistic when it's shown that not everyone is out to get Harry. Fudge, being as powerful as he is, makes it seem that way, and given the connections he had to the now known Death Eaters, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But the Ministry of Magic as a whole seems to be behind Harry.
Very nice.
Reading the Quibbler upside down, just like Harry's description of her in the book.
Yeah, I remember that.
You're just as sane as I am.
Luna.
And she's just about as sane as her future grandfather-in-law.
Everyone says loony love.
What's the magical equivalent of a Freudian slip? A Merlinian slip?
How does Hermione know who Luna is? Cause I don't think she knew in the book. Yeah. Oh yeah, she's the smart one. That's right. Cause she has to know everything. I feel like that's Hermione in these movies in a nutshell. She knows everything. Play.
So much pink.
I also
Literally.
wish to welcome our new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, and I'm sure you'll all join me in wishing the professor good luck.
Because we all know the odds of her not being part of some kind of twist are nearly impossible at this point.
Yeah.
As usual, our caretaker, Mr. Filch, has asked me to remind you.
Seriously. But little makes my blood boil more than that throat clear.
Yeah.
Well-crafted antagonist.
Progress for the sake of progress.
It's like, shut up! Stop talking! This is probably the most hateful I'm ever gonna get on this channel, because, oh man, you just want to punch her in the face, you know?
Must be discouraged.
And her patter and speech cadence is truly something to behold. Dripping with condescension at all times as she hits each consonant like it owes her money. Really gotta give it up to Imelda Staunton.
To be prohibited.
That giggle. I can't believe I hate a giggle, but there you go.
Rubbish come out with about you know who. Yeah, I do.
Happy to see Ron sticking up for Harry this time around after his whiny jealousy last year.
That's nice,
What a
yeah.
perfect representation of Umbridge. Sickly sweet, piles of sugar that would make Edgar the Bug sick. How much does Umbridge like pink? Painting thousands of years old stone walls pink. That's how
Yeah,
much.
very
That
much.
moment when you realize it's not red paint this time.
Ugh.
Oh, so you're that kind of crazy.
Yeah, with the text, I must not tell lies. I remember reading over and over. After that moment, I remember reading over and over in the books. Like there would be a few times when Harry would hold out his hand, and then Rowling would describe that text is still on his hand. I must not tell lies. Like, man, that is like permanent. Like, dang it. Screw you, Umbridge. Or fudge you, Umbridge, because Fudge is in this movie, you know?
Most wonderful person I've ever met.
Sincerity.
Anyway, I don't want to give Umbridge the satisfaction. Hermione, whatever this is, it's not simple.
It can be a little infuriating to watch this unfold, and you might find yourself yelling at the screen for Harry to Avada Kedavra Umbridge so fast, but he's doing exactly what he should be doing, not playing into her hand. Everything she does is specifically to undermine Dumbledore, and of course that's who she wants Harry to go to.
Oh, that's fair.
Because they're a bit
Different.
Ah, Luna, what a fun character. Of course, she's drawn to the different Thestrals since she herself always feels like an outcast. One thing this scene makes me want to see from the book is McGonagall ignoring Umbridge's ahems and offering her cough drop. But I do love this battle of authority played out with words as well as placement on the stairs. Nobody expects the Hogwarts Inquisitor. Now time to read my favorite Daily Prophet op-ed, blah blah blah.
Blah, blah. That's literally what it says. Okay.
And a Dolores Umbridge reign of tyrannical despot meddling in Hogwarts montage is the fastest way to get me to consider magical murder.
Yeah, just like, stop. Oh, man, I remember reading in the book, seeing her take over the school more and more and more. I was just thinking, oh my gosh, stop it. Like, ugh.
Obvious.
Alan Rickman is always a win.
Oh, I quote that all the time. Obviously. Just with that Alan Rickman delivery.
I ask you to escort Sybil back inside.
Badass good guy. I know, not the usual criteria, but come on. When he enters, you just get the feeling it will all be all right.
Yeah.
It's not quite as cool as Ember Mug Oldman, but I'll take Flames Face Gary any day of the week. Especially since it's technically more accurate to the book description.
It is.
Another classic Harry Potter transition.
Look on the bright side. Can't be any worse than old Toadface. Thanks, Ron. I'm here for you, mate.
Reassurance.
Oh, that transition was really cool.
Because if we're going to have any chance of beating
Voldemort. Ah, she said the name.
Such a simple thing that has such impact. The main reason most everyone refuses to utter you-know-who's name is out of superstitious fear, when it ironically only elevates his perceived power. Hermione finally treating him like a mortal that can be defeated and not an unstoppable legend is a big step.
Very
I
nice.
didn't want to be under suspicion for creating an army for Dumbledore, but I really like the parallels between this group and the Order of the Phoenix. Kids starting something more powerful than even they realize. Also, I think whoever this is needs to learn basic penmanship.
I thought I said George Clooney for a second there. No, it's George Weasley.
Before combat magic.
Stupefy!
Girl power?
Yeah. The chocolate.
Generosity. Nope.
Oh, Jenny. Like,
Awesome,
wow.
Just don't use it around shelves filled with glass orbs or anything like that. And a Harry Potter training Dumbledore's army montage is the fastest way to get Neville to be able to do a spell that our main characters were doing as first years. But in all honesty, it's really satisfying to see Harry take on a leadership role in this film. He's timid at first, but slowly slips right into it. Love.
Yeah, oh, there's a traitor. Oh, yeah. That dream
The mystery
Harry
is pretty
has.
simple. They always do such a great job of building tension towards it. Was Harry really Nagini this whole time?
Well, what a twist that would be.
Will attempt to resist. Prepare yourself.
The line that Snape walks between resentfulness of Harry and being a Death Eater and also occasionally teasing his secret love or confusing allegiances always amazes me.
This connection between me and Voldemort, I just feel so angry all the time.
Well, that explains that.
I said I'm fine, Ron. Yeah, well, I haven't got any of those, have I, Ron? You don't understand.
It's tough to see Harry so angry in this film as he's usually pretty level-headed, but his connection with Voldemort really makes it all clear.
What matters is
I did hear one time, I don't know if it's true, but I remember hearing that Daniel Radcliffe apparently said that this was like one of his favorite scenes in terms of like his performance. I think he might have said something like that, but yeah. He's come a long way since the kid who could barely act in the first one.
The part we choose to act on. That's who we really are.
More genuine wisdom from Sirius. Also hugging.
Oh man, just serious. Why did you have to die in this one? There's Bellatrix.
And Helena Bonham Carter is always a win.
Yep.
Fun Patronus effects all around.
Clearly says Dumbledore's army, not Potter's. I instructed Harry to form this organization.
Taking the fall for a friend.
Hit the wink. That was cool.
Coolest exit ever.
Dumbledore's our style.
Exactly. It just has a win automatically. That's nice.
me down
The grop.
now.
Self-confidence. Finally, the first glimpse into why Snape's so, well, Snapey.
Very
Epic
much.
shot of an epic pendulum behind an epic pink cardigan.
Heck
Precursor
yes.
comeuppance, I'm totally satisfied with Fred and George potentially sacrificing their Hogwarts enrollment to show Umbridge what's up.
Oh my god. Oh, I just wish he died there. Oh my, like, come on.
Impartiality.
Yep.
I really hate children.
Honesty.
Sorry, Professor. I must not tell lies.
Callback burn. And some well-deserved comeuppance. Probably should have been worse, but we always have our imagination.
Oh my, that was so good. Oh man, since I that wasn't even in the book, but the fact the writer came up with that, and I'm wondering if Rowling heard that and was like, darn it, I wish I came up with that. Like, oh, that's so ironic. That's so, oh, nice job, Harry. Burn.
Also, I bet Umbridge feels really bad for firing Emma Thompson, since it turns out she was right.
You are in grave danger.
Yep. Who knows what the Thestrals did to her, which yeah, they can do whatever they can beat her up, like, seriously, she deserves it.
Have a Ron.
That's been known to happen.
Flirting. We've caught glimpses of it here and there, but finally being in the Department of Mysteries is pretty impressive. The set design and dark atmosphere are fantastic. I'll never get tired of seeing baddies materializing from black smoke like this. And it's wonderful to see all of Harry's students putting his tutelage to real-world use.
Very nice, yeah. Ginny, don't do that. Yeah.
I say, Ginny.
Yeah.
Get away from my godson.
Doesn't even need magic. Yep. I'm a fan of this amped up spell fighting they introduced in this film. The flashes of different colored light and sharp snaps as each spell is deflected or makes contact like the crack of a whip elevates the danger level and shows us how much farther these kids need to progress.
No, this action is really good. Like,
Nice one, James!
oh, nice one, James. Like, oh man, that's so sad.
Get you right in the throat lump. An easy way to sum up how much serious Mrs. James and how Harry and his relationship has grown.
Yeah.
And then to abruptly follow it up with such an unexpected and precipitous death. Serious gut punch.
Oh no, I remember reading that in the book for the first time. I didn't know Sirius was gonna die. I saw that. I know I read that, and I was like, what? No, because he was like why does every book have to keep killing off characters after Goblet killed Cedric? Like, why?
Did I mention Bellatrix is like the definition of an evil witch with that cackle?
Yeah.
And these crazy camera shakes perfectly showcasing what's happening in Harry's head. That's a pretty awesome entrance.
Do it!
Mercy. Harry firmly separates himself from Voldemort with his refusal to kill an unarmed Bellatrix.
Nice.
We get the feeling that Voldemort was caught off guard last time. Also, he'd just been a gross, creepy man-baby a few minutes prior to their duel, and toyed with Harry a little too much. This time he disarms Harry like flicking a fly.
Very
That was a
nice.
pretty cool exit too. Another
And then
duel
Dumbledore pops
beautifully
in.
shot, cutting back and forth from Harry's disconcerted face to dripping liquid electricity with both men giving it their all.
Oh,
The
this
score gives the tension realism.
this
I like
this fight was
It's not the
awesome.
fastest pace, but even if I had hated everything else in this film, I'd have a hard time hating the film overall because of this duel. It's just pure brilliance with Voldemort's devastatingly extreme attacks with Dumbledore's more calm and passive defensive spells. Even Dumbledore's wand sounds are almost soothing, and when Dumbledore could have drowned Voldemort, he let him go. Voldemort's glass wave that Dumbledore's shield turns into sand are some of the coolest reactive spells we've seen so far in the series. And I love it.
I want to note too, because I know the only reason I wanted to see more Fantastic Beasts movies was just because Dumbledore and Grindelwald wand duel would have been cool. I heard it was like the best duel ever. And like it's like, okay, if the duel ever lived up to this with Dumbledore versus Voldemort, then I think that would make the Fantastic Beasts movies worth it. But alas, we'll never see it because they canceled that series. But it's fine. At least we have this fight.
Oh, again, Dumbledore illustrates his power by holding Voldemort in the water ball and pushing Harry back out of harm's way at the same time. The headline in my mind reads a little different, but that'll...
Yeah, Umbridge suspended pending investigation. That should say Umbridge executed.
do. As if I needed to be reminded of Umbridge, you're throwing this font at me again?
Oh.
Played. We've now hit the stride where the last 4 films are all directed by the same director, David Yates.
Yep.
A definite shift from Columbus and Cuarón, and you can tell this isn't Mike Newell from Goblet either. Yet it's still every bit as Harry Potter as its predecessors. After The Dark Knight a few weeks ago, I didn't think I'd be talking about such a menacing villain again for a while, but Umbridge really was the standout in this film. Very often like a sore thumb. Did you find her? She manages to say the most threatening things with a smile and giggle.
Fail to do so, and the consequences may be
severe.
The main difference is while I revered, maybe even admired Ledger's Joker, I really just want to push Umbridge off a tall building and not catch her with my back grappling hook. A little less magical whimsy in this film, but we've been headed in that direction since Cedric died. Well, really since the first Dementor showed up in Azkaban.
Right.
We still get moments of wonder here and there, but they're fewer and farther between. Even though this last duel had high stakes, I think it counts since my jaw was on the floor the entire time. I know this was another big departure from the books. Seems like one of the biggest losses was not divulging that Harry's mother's love protection, as it were, extends to Petunia. And that's the real reason Harry needs to stay with the Dursleys every year. But
Oh yeah, now I'm trying to remember what other stuff that was in the books that this one left out. I mean Quidditch for one. Like they completely cut out Quidditch. Like I know like don't Ron and Hermione become Aurors in the book? I just remember that. There was a lot more Umbridge taking over. There was they explained the prophecy in this one. And that whole thing with Neville could have been the chosen one if Voldemort had chosen him instead of Harry, like stuff like that. But the fact that they were able to condense that super big book into the second shortest movie is still pretty impressive.
But otherwise, they told a complete story that didn't seem to be missing chunks of information as far as the film is concerned. A common thread that was started in Prisoner of Azkaban and carried on into this film is how Harry feels entirely alone.
I feel more alone than ever.
Well, if I were you-know-who, I'd want you to feel cut off from everyone else.
It looks like you're on your own.
Something this film really starts to present is the connection he fears with Voldemort. But by the end, it's the thing that separates them. Interestingly, Harry's shift into a leadership role strengthens those fears.
What if after everything that I've been through, something's gone wrong inside me? What if I'm becoming bad?
But as Dumbledore says,
It isn't how you are like. It's how you are not.
this moment
And you'll never know love or friendship. And I
Feel sorry for you.
is what this film has been building towards.
Oh,
the Visions
yeah.
montage is also my absolute favorite part.
Yeah,
of
that was really
Even though Dumbledore has
nice.
all but abandoned Harry through most of the movie, Harry creates a new family with the DA. Sure, Voldemort has his followers, but no one that loves him. No one he can laugh with. And although Harry's story gets darker before it gets lighter, he still separates himself from Voldemort at every turn.
Very
Some fun new
nice.
characters in this film. Luna is such a fun addition to this group. Not really anyone's love interest except for maybe Neville, but another true friend to Harry. One that can actually connect with him in ways his other friends can't.
Yeah. She doesn't actually end up with Neville in the book, does she? I can't remember. But I know that was something the movie came up with.
And then the opposite edition of Bellatrix in this film was equally as well done. She doesn't get much screen time, but her presence is felt more so than any other Death Eaters, even Lucius. And it doesn't hurt that she kills Sirius, taunts Harry about it, and then is the reason Harry uses one of the unforgivable curses.
Very
A
much.
testament to the entire cast, each actor's screen time shifts from film to film, but you never get the sense that they showed up for the day to do their scene and that's it. Everyone feels like a part of a bigger story. As little as we see Malfoy, he gives me the sense he's scheming and bullying people behind the scenes, living out his life. The three biggest credits go to Michael Gambon, Alan Rickman, and Maggie Smith. Their presence is always felt even when they're not in every scene. A good movie that doesn't quite surpass Goblet as a whole for me, though it's tough to beat Dumbledore showing off his powers against the Dark Lord. Can't wait.
Well, no, it surpasses Goblet for me in a lot of ways. Again, it's my third favorite movie, but yep.
Keep going. Believe it or not, I do have a teaser frame for next week. God willing, I'll have it up in time. And who knows, I may be a dad this time next week.
Oh.
Thanks for watching.
I can't tell what that's from, but 130. A woman who makes a Dark Lord tremble. Kill her! Kill her! Burn her with fire! Okay, that was my reaction to CinemaWins' Order of the Phoenix video. Looking back, I was... Yeah, definitely got a little hateful there with Umbridge, but, you know, though she really is one of the most despicable characters ever. Other than that, yeah, like Lee's take on this, not too much else to note. We have 3 more left. That's, man, can't believe we're this far into the series already, but, yep, that's what we get for doing one movie a week. So that'll be all for now. Can't wait for the next one. So peace.